Everybody, welcome to Tony'sPicks.com. We're going to have a segment here with one of our newest cappers here on Tony'sPicks.com. It's Pravy Sambamurti. Pravy, how you doing today?
Excellent, Tony. Great to be here with you.
Awesome to have you. All right.
Great to be with you.
Absolutely. Great to have you here. You've been doing fantastic work here. We see you top of the leaderboards here at Tony'sPicks.com. Looking forward to our segments here with Pravy. Guys, you now put a face behind the picture. Yes, he's a real person. We always get that from people when we don't have a video. But we wanted to make sure we had it all set to go, ready to go with Pravy. He's going to give us a 4-pack here for you for action here on Saturday. So we'll go ahead and let's get underway here with our segment here with Pravy. We'll start here with game number 1. We'll be looking at as we go over to college hoops here for Saturday. ESPN Plus, that's West Virginia hosting Kansas State. West Virginia laying 4. Total sits here at 151.
Okay, thanks, Tony. Yeah, I mean, as I think a lot of our our clients know already, a lot of things I look for. I look at recent trends quite a bit. This is a situation in which West Virginia has lost 4 out of the last 6 games. Kansas has won 4 straight games in a row, and at the end of the day, I think Kansas is getting 3.5 points here. These teams played overtime earlier this year, and with Kansas coming out ahead in that game, I would not be shocked to see overtime again in this game, but. Getting the 4 points here, I think would be very comforting, down to the last 5 minutes or so. So I would take the Wildcats plus the 4.
All right, Pravy here says go ahead and take Kansas State here plus 4 here against West Virginia. Of course, this West Virginia team, I kind of look at some of these bubbles, these brackets, and it's interesting how poor West Virginia's records in. But some of these bracketologists had West Virginia vying for a spot in the NCAA tournament. What do you think about some of these teams with losing records in conference?
Well, I think West Virginia is one of those teams that gets probably too much credit for the home court. They just had this reputation of having a really tough place to go in and play, and I don't think that's wrong. But I don't think their team is necessarily warrants it this year. So I think they're being fairly advantaged, and I think that's an opportunity for guys who like to take the points like I do.
There you go. Pravy here with Kansas State plus the 4 against West Virginia. This one will have a start time here of 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, let's continue here on with our segment here with Pravy Sambamurti. Find him over at Tony'sPicks.com and get signed up for one of those long-term passes. Let's continue on. Pick 2 here from our 4-pack. We continue here with college basketball. CBS has this one from the SEC. Arkansas here to host Kentucky here. Arkansas laying 5, total 142.
Yeah, this is a game I would have felt differently about if we were talking a couple of weeks ago, Tony. But the truth is, Kentucky's coming off a really bad home loss to Vanderbilt this last week, and I can see them going in for a bit of a tailspin over here. I don't think they're as talented as a lot of the other teams in the SEC this year. And that being said, they did play Arkansas in Lexington earlier this year, and they got beaten pretty soundly, 88-73. So I think I would not be surprised to see Arkansas win this game by 10 points or more. So I would take the home Razorbacks and give the 5 points.
All right, Pravy says go ahead and take Arkansas laying the 5 here against Kentucky. You're going to be laying some points here. Arkansas was a team that was injured quite a bit early in the season, got some of their form back, but had a few losses here down the stretch.
Yeah, definitely. I think. But the truth is they play really good defense, and particularly at home, they really cut down on the 3-point shooting at home specifically. So, they had they beat Kentucky pretty easily. I think in the earlier game at their own floor. So at their own floor this time, I can't see them losing by at all. I can see them winning by 10 or more.
Yeah, they beat Kentucky 88-73 there on the road. This Arkansas team were going to be really tough. They were everyone's preseason favorites are coming in. They had a really good start to the non-conference, and of course they're playing well right now. Arkansas laying 5 here against Kentucky. This one will have a start time here of 12 Eastern Time over on 2 p.m. Eastern Time over on CBS. All right, we'll continue on here with our segment here with Pravy Sambamurti. Find him over at Tony'sPicks.com and get signed up to one of his long-term passes for March Madness. Let's continue on here on the show. Time for pick 3 from our 4-pack. We move to the ice here as the Flames host the Wild late night action on Saturday. Flames favored here, total 5.5.
Yes, I mean I've been really riding the Wild recently. They've been playing really great hockey, both at home and on the road. They won 3 games in a row. They are 7-1-2 in their last 10 games. 14-11-4 on the road. But they're also going in to play a Flames team that's not really playing at their best right now. The Flames have lost 4 in a row. They're 4-3-3 in their last 10 games. And the Flames beat the Wild actually earlier this year when the Flames were playing better. They beat them 5-3 back in Minnesota. So there's a bit of a revenge factor that's going with the Wild here today for Saturday as well. So I can see the Wild going and winning this game, 3-1, 4-1.
All
So
right.
I would take the Wild and
All right.
plus money.
Pravy here on the Wild here, plus 135 here against the Flames. How do you argue that one, especially when you look at the Wild, the way they've been playing defense? I mean, giving up 2 goals, 1 goal, no more than 3 goals over the past, 11, 12 games. The defense is really playing well right now, and that's a team to keep an eye out in the playoffs if you can get this kind of defense.
Absolutely. Great goaltending, and I think they've had a couple shutouts recently as well. So, yeah, solid.
All right, pick 3 from Pravy on the 4-pack. Take a Wild plus 135 against the Flames. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. Guys, keep an eye on Pravy over on the leaderboards. Get signed up for his one-day pass for Saturday. Lots of action from Pravy. He's in action here for Saturday's action. Let's continue on here on the show. It is now time for pick number 4 from our 4-pack for Saturday's big card. Probably we're going over to the NBA. This is the featured game on ABC. It's a good one. A good playoff preview between the Bucks hosting the Sixers. The Bucks 5, total 228.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about the Bucks? They've won 16 games in a row, so this is not a team that we can bet against right now, obviously. But that being said as well, the Sixers are good. I think the Sixers will be there at the end when it comes to playoff time. But that being said, they've just been a really pedestrian team on the road this year. 16-12 on the road, 3-3 on the road in their last 6 games. They're just not really setting anything on fire on the road, and they're just going to need a lot more than that against this Bucks team that is just hitting on all cylinders right now. And they've been winning a lot of their games by big margins. So many by double digits. So I would not be. I think 5 points is just too low a number. I would take the Bucks and give the 5 points easily.
All right, Pravy here says go ahead. In this one, go ahead and take the Bucks. It's been a really hot team here against the Sixers. Of course, the Bucks at home. Keep an eye here on the injury reports. Just early on here, as we were day before the game, as we get these previews here from these picks here, probably early on here. Middleton looks to be probable. Matthews, the question mark. Dedmon, the question mark. So it looks like both teams pretty much at full health in this one.
Yes, and I think Giannis is really the key still. I mean, he's the guy that makes everything run with Milwaukee. And when he was a little bit banged up earlier in the year, we saw they weren't at their best. But now that he's been back and he's cooking, he's at all-star form. I mean, they're the hottest team in the game right now. I mean, they're not the team you want to play right now. I'll put it that way.
They've got a champion pedigree. They were banged up a lot last year. They're playing like a world champion. Keep an eye on the defense. That's what you carried them before. Last year they were playing terrible defense. This year they seem to be correcting some of this. They're getting wins by margin. Bucks laying the 5 here against the Sixers. This one will begin. This is your game on ABC, guys. 8:30 Eastern time. We got a big game here from Pravy here on the show. All right, Pravy, that is your play for Friday. All right, before you roll, I want you to let everybody know what you have going over at Tony'sPicks.com. Of course, Pravy has been doing great work here. You see the number 1,639 units of prop for 2023. I'm telling you, Pravy, it's a pretty tough capper group we have here. Everyone having off to a great year so far in 2023. What do you plan having over at Tony'sPicks.com for Saturday's action?
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the cappers have been doing great. I've been following all the great Tiffany and Mindy and Ramon and yourself, and I mean everyone, Hollywood Sam, everyone seems to do a great job, and I'm really grateful to be part of the team. What I got going on, I've got a special package for March Madness. Obviously, a very exciting time of the year coming up right now, March Madness. All my picks, right from the first 4 to the final 4, at a very nice, attractive price. I've got my full baseball season. The teams are reporting already. Spring training starting, so we got the baseball season coming up. Baseball is a great game to make money at, guys. It's generally what I call a 60-40 league. Means the underdogs win about 40% of the time. So there's a lot of opportunities in baseball to make money off plus money. So you'll get all my picks for a very fair price, I think, for the full year there. And as well for the second half of the years in NBA and NHL. We had a pretty solid, for my first 3 months in capping here, I think we had a pretty solid month in both the NBA and the NHL. but you'll get access to my second half picks, including the playoffs in both those leagues. So yeah, I think we got the best cappers in the biz here, and I think we'll bring you great value this year.
That's right, guys. Again, we're probably Sambamurti over at Tony'sPicks.com. Again, we'll flash the records up there again, where he's been doing fantastic work here on the board here. Leaderboards, you've seen him top of leaderboards quite a bit at Tony'sPicks.com. 1,639 units of profit here for this year, coming off a fantastic day yesterday, showing great profit in college hoops, NHL as well, coming off a really good form here from Pravy. So get on board with Pravy right now over at Tony'sPicks.com. Of course, he's got his plays up there. He'll have his one-day passes up there for Saturday, but again, keep an eye on the long-term passes. He's in action, ready to go with that March Madness pass. Very affordably priced. Get all of Pravy's premium plays here for March Madness. Don't miss a game here from now until the end of the tournament. Of course, it includes all the minor tournaments, your NIT, CBI, the Basketball Classic, all the conference tournament action, and of course, the NCAA tournament, which isn't too far away. So go ahead and get on board. We'll use a promo code here, TonyT, at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. You can access Pravy's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. You'll land right on his page. So go ahead and get signed up. All right, Pravy, was great having you here on the show. Hope to see more of you here soon. Quite a bit here on our channel here. Of course, you'll find Pravy at Tony'sPicks.com. As always, great join us, Pravy. We look forward to talking to you again in the near future.
Absolute pleasure, Tony. Talk to you soon.
You got it. Pravy Sambamurti here on the show. All right, that's going to do it for us, guys. We'll talk a little bit more later on with more picks.